Do you believe the story about DeepSeek, their AI project, that it was developed for under $6 million? And is that real?
Look, we're investors with Musk, and Musk is a genius of our era. And clearly, he's very conservative in the way he spends now. We put with him, billions of dollars in having all these big mega centers being built in the United States. So really, $5.6 million for this DeepSeek, I really doubt this a little bit. So, and we're still very early part of this developing story to see if it's true or not, and to see whether they really steal anything from OpenAI or where the truth is exactly. But I think you have to give it some more time to see where the DeepSeek fit in the overall AI equation globally.
So there's, by far the biggest real estate investments in the U.S. and probably around the world are in data centers for AI and other processing. Can those data centers run on windmills and batteries?
Well, we have seen now many of those big companies now are trying to go other paths, nuclear. Nuclear. So we are really very much in the early innings about all what's happening. But our bet, frankly speaking, is on Musk, on the AI, on the AI game. We were invested with them in the first round and second round. We're backing them all the way, and we've seen very strong alliance between XAI and X. There's a lot of relationship between them that's really causing a lot of positive for both companies.
Yes. But for the past 15 years, the rest of us have been getting lectures about renewable energy, the green agenda, carbon zero. Basically hydrocarbons are bad. Solar, windmills are good. And the second it became clear that AI would need a lot more energy than projected, people like Larry Fink said, well, maybe it's a whole bunch of different energy sources. Do you think the green agenda is over thanks to AI?
Well, for sure, with the Trump election, the green revolution now has diminished a little bit. It's not as being in the prime time, as if I can use this term now. It's there, but I don't think it's going to be so much as being number one priority for the Trump administration. That I know that.
The number one priority.
Yeah, I know. Maybe number 9 or 10.
But your peers in business, big investors, have been pushing green energy projects, all subsidized by various governments.
Yes.
Do you think that will stop? Do you think we'll stop getting lectures about how windmills are the future?
No, it will not stop, frankly speaking. I know Bill Gates, we are partners with him in many projects, and we have with him a project called the BEV, the Breakthrough Energy Venture, that is invested in, hundreds of companies that are in non-carbon energy. And they're moving, frankly speaking, moving ahead. So I think, they'll still be there, but it will not be the same momentum and same oomph.
Do you think the United States will change its relationship with Venezuela because of Venezuela's oil reserves?
Well, we have seen the U.S. emissary yesterday being there. He met Maduro in Venezuela. So, and I think it was very cooperative. He gave some hostages and he welcomed getting back all the immigrants. So he was very welcoming, and I'm sure Mr. Trump will love this. So it has to remain to be seen, because Venezuela, frankly speaking, they have a lot of oil reserves, more than 280 billion barrels.
So I think they have the deepest reserves in the world, proven reserves.
Exactly. So I don't know what's the ultimate policy for Mr. Trump. Trump is a very sophisticated man. And I think the fact that his emissary went immediately to Venezuela, whereby, you have no relationship between both countries.
No.
And Venezuela was very welcoming. So that story you have to follow, because it's a developing story.
Well, we've spent the last 10 years trying to overthrow the Venezuelan government, and
unsuccessfully.
Quite unsuccessfully. But then in one day, all of a sudden Venezuela says, here are all your hostages.
Yeah, sure.
And flies the American flag in Maduro's office. Like, what is this?
Yeah, well, this is a Trump era.
Do you ever feel like you can't trust the things you hear or read? Like every news source is hollow, distorted, or clearly just propaganda lying to you? Well, you're not imagining it. If the last few years have proven anything, it's that legacy media exists to distort the truth and to control you, to gatekeep information from the public instead of letting you know what's actually going on. They don't want you to know. But there is, however, a publication that fights this, that is not propaganda, one that we read every month and have for many years. It's called Imprimis. It's from Hillsdale College in Michigan. Imprimis is a free speech digest that features some of the best minds in the country addressing the questions that actually matter, the ones that are not addressed in the Washington Post or on NBC News. The best part of it, it is free, no cost whatsoever, no strings attached. They just send it to you. Hillsdale will send Imprimis right to your house, no charge. All you got to do is ask. Go to tuckerforhillsdale.com and subscribe for free today. That's tuckerforhillsdale.com. The only way this stays a democracy is if the citizenry is informed. You can't fight tyranny if you don't know what's going on. Imprimis helps. It's free. Don't wait. Sign up now.
Quick summary.
What would happen if the U.S. did some sort of big energy deal with Venezuela?
Well, look, at the end of the day, Trump is pragmatic. Trump also has good allies in Saudi Arabia, in UAE, in Qatar. We're always friends, I mean, even if Venezuela is being blessed by the United States, doesn't mean that they can go and produce 2-3 million barrels within months or weeks. So it's going to take them time to go back. There, all what they have has been obsolete. And frankly speaking, no new equipment has come to there. So even the capacity of Venezuela, they cannot produce more than 3-4 million barrels. So that's still okay. It will not really impact the whole industry dramatically. It will impact it for sure, but not necessarily devastate it.
But over time, it takes a while to build the infrastructure necessary to efficiently extract it. But over the next 10 years, you could see cheaper oil prices as a result of that, right?
Well, for sure. So that's why Saudi Arabia is transitioning from being an oil-based country into being a diversified economy. So that's why we're investing heavily in tourism. We're investing heavily into new minerals. We're investing into other alternatives to oil. We are diversifying our economy in many areas. So really, when the price of oil do sink to below $70 or $60, we have other alternatives really to withstand the heat, understand the pressure of having less price of oil.
It's just funny that, it was a year ago, if you talk to any big investor, at least in public, they would say, no, the future is not more drilling for oil. The future is more windmills and solar panels. Mm-hmm. But you were saying actually the future sounds like it's more drilling for oil.
Well, what I'm saying is that Trump, drill, baby, drill. Trump wants the price of oil to go down.
Black gold.
Yeah, clearly. But also, Trump also has his eye on the fracking in the United States, because the average cost to produce a barrel of fracking oil is also in the 50s to 60s also.
Right.
So he doesn't want that also to go off. So there's a balance here to what Mr. Trump can do, obviously.
You can put your own domestic extractors out of business.
Exactly. You don't do that. So you want to balance it now. Clearly, Trump came with a lot of momentum. But at the end of the day, when he has discussions with Saudi Arabia and with other OPEC countries, they will know that also Saudi Arabia wants the interest of the consumers to be taken into consideration.
Of course.
Also.
Right. There are a lot of competing interests on the question of price per barrel. Mm-hmm. What do you think the kind of right number balancing all that is?
It's very difficult to judge this. Really, it all depends on supply and demand, frankly speaking.
Of course, but
and you see China also has a big role in that. And you see the economy of China right now is moving in the 5-6% growth direction every year. So there are a lot of factors that contribute into this whole big equation.
Do you think, I know that obviously Donald Trump wants it in the 60s. Do you think we'll see it there? Per barrel?
I hope not, frankly speaking, because I have this of Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
I don't want to be 60, but I think long term, there's no doubt that the price of oil is heading not necessarily to the 100, but at least to where it is now, 6, 70, 80.
Okay, you think it'll stay there?
I think so.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.